gentlemen, what's up? That is Hellbringers Shattered Truth. These are the bonus covers that we just added by Gabriel Mangum and Dave Kemp on colors, and then Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann. Guys, also, one of the ones you didn't see in that video is the Sapphire Nova cosplay cover. Just completed last Wednesday. Love this cover, guys. Love this cover. This is so awesome. It's going to be absolutely incredible to see this in person. Guys, we are going to push like hell for these last 2 days to get this thing funded. We had a huge surge today. I got to say thank you to every single person that shared the campaign. Some people I asked, some people I didn't. To the people that did, wow, thank you so much, man. That was absolutely incredible, the response. It makes me feel like you guys got my back. And it makes me, honestly, I don't know, man. It just cracks me up in like a I love you kind of way. So you guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. Guys, it's been a while since we've done a show. The Mayhem show has kind of been on hiatus since we have done the show with Mr. Larson. And then before that, we had all that health bullshit going on. So it's kind of like we're coming back right now. And speaking of health bullshit, Lewis is back tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring him on right now. Mr. Lewis Perry in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Lewis, what's up, brother?
Hey, sorry I haven't been active with all the health stuff going on with me, so sorry I haven't been sharing the Kickstarter. I'm trying to choosing my spots. You know, I got to do Angry Geeks, got to do Faces and Heels. You told me we were going to do tonight, so I had to jump on here. They got wires hooked up to me and everything. They're like monitoring my heart and crap like that. But I got to be here for my brother. I got to be here for the Mark Mayhem show. So I'm here without further ado, rocking and rolling. I'm going to be hanging and banging soon. I just got to get through and over this. Clean living is the key. And don't worry about it. I'm going to be at Con real soon and hanging and banging, brother. Definitely. So, yeah. I'm here,
Dude,
rocking the mic.
you're still looking
Nothing's going to
huge,
stop me.
though, man. You could get back in the ring right now, no problem.
No, never. Now, I was asked to train somebody, but no. But I do have a deal with the independent company, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling. I'm going to be doing a lot of promoting for them, doing some interviews and stuff. You just check out Angry Geeks. Go to the website, go to Face and Heels website. And I want to talk to you about that too, Mark. I got a little venture that I want to talk to you about in a proposition. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, just rocking and rolling, man. I just got to get through this. You know, most of you guys know, most maybe you don't know, only one half of my heart is working. And I got to don't know what happened. But yeah, we're just seeing my way through this and then just rocking and roll. So let's do it. Yeah.
I'm just happy you're doing good, man. I'm happy you're back. I'm happy we're able to do this show again. Love talking to you once a week. Dude, you're like my best buddy, man. We talk more than any of my other friends talk to me. I mean, some of my guys try to like send me messages like, oh, we barbecuing this week. Fucking let's talk about barbecue. And I'm like, no, man, come on. We got to have something else going on here. This is fucking.
Well, dude, I appreciate you checking. I mean, I had my phone the past 2 weeks this all started with me in July 4th week. And like my phone's been burying me with messages and videos and phone calls. And I appreciate it between you, Jack Purcell, Emily, the newest member of the Angry Geek family, Joe St. Pierre, Antonio, Kevin from Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling, Chris Norris, Scarlet Fly. Everyone was just like texting and I just want to say I love you all, man. Thank you for the support. It's just like overwhelming. Even my place of work, my shop, just overwhelming support. I love everyone for checking in on me. You know, Matches Malone, the Batman, text me, call me, are you okay? And I just want to say thank you. I mean, the support was just overwhelming. I don't know. There's like a gazillion people, and I just don't want to forget anyone. Aviva and Mark, and it's just like so bizarre. I don't want to forget anyone, but I know I am. You know, because I had so many different people just reach out and be like, Rocky, are you okay? Are you okay? But I know deep down, Mikey G from Rhode Island Comic, I'm constantly texting me. I just don't want to forget anyone. But
I'm just
much love.
happy you're okay, man. And
Yeah,
and are you ready to fucking rock and roll again? That's the
yeah.
question.
Let's do it always. Yeah,
Let's
let's go.
do it then, all right? Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, banner time. Here it comes, special guest appearance. Mr. Tom Hutchison in the house, making more appearances on the Mayhem show than anybody else ever in history. How about that?
Yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it.
Tom, how's it going tonight?
What else am I supposed to say? That's the way I like it, man. It's got to be that way. I'm good. I'm good, man. I too have been off the circuit actually quite a bit for the last, I don't know, so many months. I'm not exactly sure why. It just is what it is. I was doing a lot of traveling for a while, had some cons that I was doing, which kind of, that takes up time. And, but now we're kind of looking at this last quarter of the month, or of the year rather. And, I still have a couple more cons, but they're local, they're easy. So, kind of get into that recharge mode, that I kind of need to get into at the end of every year so we can start the next year strong. So, just doing what we do.
Where's your next smaller cons that you were saying that you're doing?
So in 2 weeks, I will be just south of Detroit. So it's Monroe Pop Fest. It's a little 2-day show that invites me out. It's really great. Gary J. Paulette down there. Really fun little show. And then let's see. I have to look at the calendar. I think it's the first weekend of November is Akron Comic Con. And I'll be down there. Okay. With CB Zane. We'll be chilling out down there with CB Zane. Again, same thing. They reach out to us. They invite us every year, and I'm thrilled to go down and do both of those shows. They're both, primarily still comic cons, which is kind of where I've put all of my focus. Like I don't really do a lot of cons if it's like, oh, we've got 40 actors and voice guys. This is like, no, I'm not going there. That's not.
I'd like to check out smaller cons again because I feel like I would do so much better there with my books because that's why people go to those conventions.
Here's the trick: it's not smaller cons. It's comic cons. It's cons that focus on comic books and obviously pop culture in general. But there's so many cons now, even smaller ones that'll be like, well, we've got some dude from The Walking Dead or, whatever it happens to be. And when you're talking about that, you start talking about a pop culture con. And when you start talking about pop culture cons, the comic selling aspect of it becomes much harder because the attendee base is not coming there with the idea of, hey, I want to check out comics. They're coming there with the idea of, I want to meet this guy from Walking Dead, or whatever it is.
Photograph and
exactly. So it becomes not impossible to do okay at those shows, but it makes it harder. So I've been doing a lot of shows that really don't have much of that kind of stuff, in the hall, and like Mighty Con out here in the Midwest it was just one little show that did it once a year, and now they've expanded. They do 5 or 6. They now have a couple that are 2-day shows. They're in like St. Louis and Chicago and Wisconsin and St. Louis or New Orleans. It's like, wow. So, those are the kinds that I'm really trying to focus hard on because the people that come into those conventions are kind of there for anything. There's no specific, like, there's an actor I want to meet, I'm going. They're just going to experience the convention and whatever happens to be there. And that's what I want to see.
Well, actually, I agree with you, man. And I would like to do more cons like that too, man. Like if we could set up some, like even around here towards, the Rocky Mountains, that would be awesome, man. We used to have there was one in Wyoming that was pretty good. They used to have a couple that were local. Colorado Springs Comic Con's always great, but it's a little bit bigger. We actually need like a smaller show out here. So like, hey, somebody needs to set that up. Lewis, come on out here and set up a smaller show.
Hey, I am ARE. I go where they tell me to go.
Speaking of ARE, well, let's get them to set up a smaller show. There you go, guys. A second show in Colorado. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome, Connie and Steve. All right, guys. We are going to talk tonight to Tom about his Indiegogo. It's called Bad Kitty. This is one of the coolest damn things ever. So, Tom, congratulations, man. You've been on a crazy long road. I've followed you since the beginning of my career. You know that. You've met me in 2015. You've known all the bullshit I've been doing this whole time. Tom, basically, he is a success story because Dynamite has hired him to do this character, basically, and Tom's able to do it through them and not have to worry about the. I guess the best way to put this is all the other stuff that goes with making the book. You know what I mean?
For sure. Well, yeah. I mean, even in this situation, it was still, in a lot of ways, a Big Dog Inc. production of a Dynamite comic. Because when I pitched this whole thing, part of the pitch was I want to bring all of these Big Dog Inc. people with me. And so, like right here, this piece of art is one of the covers there. That's Brian Peterson. You guys a lot of know Brian Peterson. So it is definitely a Big Dog Inc. production of a Dynamite book, which is kind of fun. It makes it interesting. They were very open to really whatever I wanted to do, which was great. It was a weird coin, right? Because it was great that they were like, do what you want, but at the same time, I've never worked with like an editor before, right? I mean, obviously I have an editor who does my line editing and so on, but not like a story editor, not like a content editor. So when I came into this, I fully expected like to have this editor be like, once he got my script, like, okay, well, we have to fix this and we have to change that because this doesn't work with this other character or whatever. Like I fully expected those types of things. And when I sent the script in, it took about the weekend, and I got on like the Monday or Tuesday of the next week. They were like, okay, so we sent the script back with the edits. I was like, okay, cool. They were like, yeah, so we fixed some commas. There's some grammar, so that's what we fixed. And I was like, yeah, of course, that's fine. But what about the story? Like, what are we doing with the story as far as what needs to be changed? And it was just that it's fine. You're good to go. Everything's fine. I was like, holy crap. So okay, off we went. The script went off to CB, and he started making comics. So it was good. It was almost too easy, which is not what I wanted. I kind of was hoping for a little like, hey, why don't you make a left turn? But they were happy with what it was, and we had all the cover guys rolling, and CB started doing pages. So yeah.
Dude, this is really awesome. You're already at 1,437% of your $500 flexible goal. Indiegogo works a little different than Kickstarter, so that flexible goal is, completely different.
Yes.
But it's so cool. Let's see what this video looks like here.
Oh, it's just me telling you basically what I just told you in 45 seconds.
Over here at Dynamite Comics. When the opportunity to write Bad Kitty
wearing
came
the same
across
shirt
my
too,
desk, it was an immediate yes. The opportunity to write this character that I've loved from way back in the day, to kind of reconnect her with some of the original concepts and locations, while opening the doors to brand new adventures was an absolute dream. Artistically, CB Zane and Chris Chua are doing a remarkable job on these interiors. While we hope you enjoy all of the variant covers that we have for you by all these talented artists, we also hope that when you get the book in your hands, that you'll love the story that we have for you inside just as much. Thanks.
Well, what's really funny was when they told me to make. Well, first of all, I didn't know what kind of video they were making, but they just said, well, just say something and we'll do the video. I was like, fine, that's fine. So what's funny is I had no idea what to say. So I basically just sat at my computer for like an hour, just running lines with myself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I could say this, I could say this, I could say this, I could say this, and then kind of rehearsing it in my brain, saying it back. And then, because what I figured I would do is what a lot of people do. I would record it, I would fuck it up, I would do an edit, and just, send in the edited version. So it took me like a little over an hour to come up with what I was even going to say. And then I was like, okay, let's do a take. And so I clicked go, and I nailed it. One take, 45 seconds, done. So it was nuts. It was really strange. I guess I could be an actor. I could learn lines faster than I thought.
Hell yeah, man! You should start acting all your books out as the main characters for the dude parts. I can't wait to see that. I will watch that shit.
Well, one of the things when we were about to sell The Legend of Oz, The Wicked West, as a TV show, one of the deals that was going to get put into the contract was there's a scene in issue 1 where Dorothy fights the cowboys, the bad cowboys that end up turning into the flying monkeys. So in the contract, there's a scene where Dorothy just clocks one of them, just knocks them right out. I was like, so in my contract, I have to be that guy. Like, I want to be that guy. But we never got it sold, so I never got the clause. But if it ever comes around again, that's going in the contract.
Shawnee Myers comes in and says,
What's up,
"Evening,
Shawnee?
y'all.
Max, what's going on? Mike, what's going on?"
All the good peeps in the house. Fans that Tom brought over, for sure. Lewis.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, brother. Hell yeah, man. What do you got going on over there?
I don't know. Something happened with the mic. I don't know. I don't know. So I was just playing with this, not trying to be rude. But yeah, I think I fixed it now. Don't know what
sounds
happened.
all right. Sounds all right.
No problem.
Yeah,
So
something
Lewis,
was happening
you're
with
up,
the
my
video
man.
scope.
Let's get this going. This is our 4th time with Tom. We're not doing the normal bullshit this time.
4th time, huh?
Yeah, 4th time. Now I was just wondering about like the TV show. That was the first time I heard of it, I think. So why did it fall through? What happened with that? Tell me, because I'm the master of disaster. I got things rolling.
It was just basically when it got to the top of the heap and the people that make those final decisions basically came down. There was two guys that were like, well, one guy was like, one guy simply said, well, Westerns don't sell. And I'm like, okay, you don't understand the history of Hollywood. You don't understand that most of what's produced in the action realm of Hollywood is a Western, even if it's in space or something else. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. The other guy literally just told us, I don't get it. I don't understand what it is. I don't understand why it is. And I'm like, listen, dude, again, if you can't look at a concept like The Wizard of Oz and modify it into, essentially a steampunk Western, magic and so on. If you don't understand that, I can't help you. I mean, you have a storyboarded series that's already probably at that time the equivalent of like 2 seasons worth. And if your question is simply, I don't get it, I can't help you. And so, it just was those 2 guys were like, okay, this is not for us, which I understand, and I was even told by other people in Hollywood, listen, you're going to go up this ladder. It might not be the right ladder. Even if you get to the top and they say yes, it still might not be the right ladder. And you need to be able to say no and walk away. So in this case, they told me no. and I walked away. And that's really been, we've had Hollywood kind of sniffing around a little bit here and there, but really nothing of any significance, especially now that we're not in comic book stores. We're apparently not relevant now that we're not in comic book stores. Figure that part out. But it was one of those things that came about really fast and it just never got anywhere. And, it is what it is.
All right. And my other question was, last time we spoke, you were talking about action figures. What happened with that?
Yeah, the figure is in production right now. They finished the steel molds for the to press out all the pieces. And so it's basically and we also have all of our all
right, so they made the See, I'm in manufacturing.
Casting, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, the casting.
Yeah, okay, they just made the casting.
Yeah, they made the original ones to kind of test it out. Like, okay, we made some final edits on it, whatever, and everything looked good. We got the approval on that, and then they went in and made the steel molds to do the actual final. This is how we do it now. So all of that's going into production right now. So we're hoping, we had hoped to have these things in our hand now in August. That was sort of our pie in the sky goal. It was possible, but it might be hard. And we ended up running into, just like everybody else in the world, we ended up running into, supply chain problems, plastics and all that kind of stuff wasn't coming.
Yeah, that's my next question. What are they making them out of? Polyurethane? Are they making that polyurethane?
That
PVC?
I don't know. That I don't know. Whatever they normally use. Like I've never actually held or seen in person like the Dynamite figures and the Lady Death figures and so on. So I don't know what they make it out of, but that's whatever those figures are. It's the same stuff because it's the same company doing the stuff for Dynamite and for Chaos Comics is doing our figures. So it'll be that stuff, whatever it happens to be.
That is that's so incredible, man. It's gotta be the best feeling in the world to.
It will be when I have them. Right now it's just stress because we did this in January and it's like, God damn it, I want these out. I want people to get them. I want them in their hands. And really there's nothing I can do. It's literally just the plant is like, well, we're at this step. We have to do this. Okay, great. We did it. Great. Now we're on to the next one, the next one. But right now the steel molds are approved. So they are going into production right now. So we're hoping we'll have these things in our hands like October, November. And then I'm going to do my damnedest to ship these things out. Basically as soon as they're in my hands, I'm just going to basically whoosh and send them out.
Well, they'll still have to be painted. They'll still have to be, they'll still have to go through the FDA because they're made out of plastic. There's still a lot more work that will have to be done with them. I mean, they just can't be formed, put together, and shipped the manufacturing.
No, of course not.
Process.
No, of course not. But we're at the stage where they're being produced now. Whereas in the past, we were still waiting for even the steel molds to get made. I mean, that took a while just to make the steel molds. So we are actually in the, they have to print the boxes and all that kind of stuff. But all of that stuff is happening as we speak. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Hey, I got a comment for Dell, and Dell, you have no idea, brother. No idea. Oh, yeah, that's right. He has no idea. He's lucky that I'm not wired right now because, you have no idea.
You got no idea. You're going to have to check out past shows. This motherfucker gets down. He gets down.
I mean, I got the belts, everything, brother. Yeah.
So, Tom, that is awesome about the figure. We just printed the 3D miniatures for the first time, and I held one in my hand for the first time ever at Colorado Springs Comic Con, where you had little prototypes. I got to tell you, man, it is awesome to see your character in 3D. It's just amazing.
Yeah, we had a guy a couple of years ago. I think it was 2019. So it's pre-COVID. So it's 2019. We had a guy do a it's like a 12, 13 inch like statue prototype for us for Critter, and we've had that for a while. That was originally what we thought we were going to do. This guy did a really nice 3D printed thing, and we were going to take it around and be like, okay, let's make a Critter statue. But then COVID happened and everything slowed down, and it just kind of it just became this back burner thing. And then Loose Collector and Executive Replicas came around, and they were like, is it time to make a toy? And I was like, motherfucker, it was time to make toys years ago. But yes, it's now time to do this. And so they were like, yeah, let's go. And what was really cool is when they did the prototype and it was all painted up and it was done and they showed it to me, and I was losing my mind just looking at the pictures. They were doing that at the same time. They were like, this looks really freaking amazing, dude. Let's absolutely talk about, doing another one. And I'm like, yes, but let's get this one to the fans first, and then we'll worry about the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, we're going to bring on Larry Higgins for just a little bit. He's going to be a special guest for the show. This is Tom's show for the Mayhem show, so we are basing everything mostly that we're talking about on Tom, but Larry's such a cool guy, I felt like maybe we should bring him in the show.
All right. I do have a quick question for Tom. Tom, last time we talked, you were going to put the books in a comic store. What happened to that if you're not in the store now?
Oh, no. That's we're in stores, but only we were in stores. We left. We left Diamond. We left that distribution model. We are in stores that want to deal with us. There are people that deal direct with us. Jesse James Comics, Chris Brown out in Detroit. There's a whole bunch of them that deal direct with us, but not like we used to be. We used to be in hundreds of stores all over the place, but the distribution method of Diamond Comics is a mess, to say the least.
Oh no, that
and-
is common knowledge. I
Yeah.
just thought maybe it was. Is this your personal choice, or is this choice from?
No, that was my choice. I made the decision that we're bowing out and basically just focusing direct to customer, which is Kickstarters and Comic Cons and the website, and doing live sales on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So there's been discussion of going back, especially now that some of the distribution has kind of settled down. Like we know that Lunar is now an option. They've been doing DC Comics. They do some other indies like Murphy and Merc Comics. They do some of that for them. So there's some options now that things have kind of settled down, and COVID is kind of, on the back burner, and things aren't going to get shut down again. So there's been discussion. It's just me. I've thought about saying, okay, let's poke our head back into that market again. But it's not happening anytime soon.
All right. Do you think it hindered sales?
Do I think what?
Do you think it hindered sales?
Well, I sell less than I used to, but in the context of, I used to sell 3,000 to 5,000 units to Diamond, at wholesale, which is like $1.50 a book or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But in the context of me selling direct to customer, I sell everything at retail. So my margins are higher than they were when I was selling 3,000 units through Diamond. So it's sort of like pick your poison. If you want to get if you want to take the higher price point and put it in your pocket, you have to do all the work. You have to print the books, you have to ship the books, you have to do all the market. You have to do it all. If you want to take a smaller portion but potentially sell more units, then you go through a distributor. You have literally a middleman that does what they do to get the books into comic book stores. But what I found was, even in that context, when we were working with Diamond, they didn't do anything to get us into stores. They just presented us alongside everybody else. So I was still doing the work to talk to stores and be like, hey, here's our books, buy our books. So, we just basically said, selling 3,000 units at $1.50 doesn't make any sense. That you can't make money in that regard. So we changed the entire model to be a direct to customer model.
All right. One follow-up question before we bring Larry on. How is the return rate on the issues that don't sell? Did the stores keep them, or do you bring them back?
Well, when they were in stores, there was no return policy. That's how Diamond works. There's no return
Well,
policy.
I'm talking about with you right now.
Oh, with me, when they're buying for me, they just buy what they want. They buy 10 copies, and they buy 10 copies, and they buy 10 copies. So it's not like they're like, hey, we bought 100 and we have 50 left. Like it's too easy for me to just say, what do you want? You want 5 of these, 4 of these, 8 of these, 9 of these, and they know what they want because they have customers for it. And it's just turnaround. They're just like, hey, we got it, turn it around, done. We'll do another order.
Okay.
It's crazy. A lot of what I know about all the stuff that I know for sales, a lot of this stuff I got from Tom, got from Marat. Like this stuff right here, like what you're talking about, like if we do like this whole deal with Kickstarter, it's so much easier for us as creators to be able to get our stuff to people. And, we can make what we need to make in order to sell a copy of the book. You know what I mean? It really matters. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Higgins is in the house.
Ooh, yeah, brother.
Well, Larry needs to put on his camera and prove to Max that he doesn't suck.
Yeah.
No, well, Max is probably right on that. My camera's actually unhooked right now. But yeah, Tom is absolutely right in everything he says. And by the way, Tom's been to that's how I discovered Tom was, buying Critter, at the local comic shop when they were partners.
Oh, I thought you discovered Tom. Like Tom is full of crap.
Yeah. He was like upstart.
underneath
my wing. You know what I
You know,
mean?
that's what I thought. I thought
one
you were
time
saying,
that I went to Canada, Larry found me. And,
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I think you got potential there, young man.
that's what I thought. I thought all this, these past 4 times, I knew he was full of crap, but you just called him out and said you discovered him. So that's what I thought you were
do.
saying.
We call people out around here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Welcome to the club.
Oh man, I miss you, brother. I miss the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Dusty Road, the American Dream.
Oh, the
guys.
American Dream, Dusty Road. Yeah, now I'd wind and dine with kings and queens, and I ate back alleys with pork and beans. I'm not a son of a plumber, but I am a son of a painter.
I feel like I need to stand up now.
The best there is, the best there
Oh,
was.
And the best there ever will be. I gotta admit, growing up, Bret Hart was probably my favorite. You know,
Really? Get the hell out of here.
and I mean, there's other great Canadian wrestlers, but I mean, Bret Hart was what was the shit. Even like when he first came out, well, not when he first came out, like when they were doing the Hart Foundation, him and Jim the Animal Neidhart.
Stop it! You know.
Oh, well, you're talking about
You're all about the Mountie, Larry.
The Mountie.
Dude, the Mountie was great. Hey, let's not hark on that guy. That guy was a badass in real life too.
Well, the Harts and the Rougeaus fought a lot against each other, like backstage.
Oh, they did actually. Yeah, Jacques and Rene both. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Rougeau brothers, they were an underrated tag team for sure.
Yeah, man.
Very underrated. But the Harts, when they came over from Stampede, man, they were like
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Well, the whole reason that even went down is just because of the English-French divide that Canada's had for so many years. Because the Rougeaus are from Quebec, the Harts are from Alberta. You ever go to Alberta, it's like cowboy country. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. When Brett's
it's a lot like Colorado, man.
What they wanted to do with Brett first was they wanted him to be like a cowboy, and he said no because he would have got crap. Because to be called a cowboy in Calgary, you had to be a real cowboy.
Yeah. So I've been watching all the Raws from 1993 right now. So I'm watching all the Bret stuff for his rise right after he wins King of the Ring. I liked all that stuff, man. That was when I was a kid. That was where it was at. You're talking about Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Dude, it was funny. My kid's girl asked him how come I'm not training him, and he just looked at it. He goes, "You see the way he is now today? That's why I'm not in the ring." I was like, he's got steel in his leg. His neck is messed up. His back is messed up. Now his heart's going wonky. I'm not getting in the ring. I was like, I just started laughing at the kid. I was like, yeah, but his best buddy, was like my adopted kid. He wants me to train him every day, but like, I don't think I got the go-go juice to get back in the ring.
I say be a trainer. I say be a manager.
Maybe.
Coach him up, brother. Coach him up.
Well, like I said, I got that. I'm working with an indie promotion around here, so I'll be doing something, but I can't say yet.
To go back.
Well, it looks like I better start training then for my debut, brother.
No. My in the ring days are over. They've been over.
Someday I'm going to come back on. We're going to talk all about wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can come on my other podcast. Larry.
Yeah, man.
You can come on. Well, not mine. The other one I work on, Faces and Heels with Jack Purcell, man.
I would love to, man. I'm a big fan. I haven't watched the product lately, but I might start just because the regime change.
Look at poor Tom. He's like, what the?
No, I know, but back to Tom though. You know what I mean?
Tom's been hijacked. This is some bullshit, man. It's gone from Larry Higgins from Canada and now wrestling.
You guys were talking about Kickstarter. Kickstarter really did change the game, right? For comic books. Like Tom said, you can be in Diamond and you can pay the outrageous prices and make pennies on the dollar. Or you can sell direct to customers. So he's absolutely 100% correct. Where you got to do all the work. It's the backing. It's the promotion. It's the juggling of talent. It's all of the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's if I knew how hard it was going to be when I first started, I probably never would have done it. And then I sort of just trudged through, and now it's a little bit easier on me. But guys like Tom have made Kickstarter a thing. You look at the Critter toy, you look at just 10 years, 13 years now of Big Dog Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is he able to sell directly to his fam, he helped absolutely do that. Not only can he sell now to his fan base directly, but you see with Bad Kitty what this has sort of morphed into, right? Tom is doing stuff for Dynamite Comics. How cool is that, right? He gets to play with, these legacy sort of characters that Dynamite put on the shelf for a bit, and he gets to bring him back to life. And not only does he get to bring him back to life, he gets to work with Dynamite talent, and he got to bring in some of his cats that he works with over at Big Dog Inc. You know what I mean? And in my case, Niobe led to me getting published with Antarctic Press, which put me in stores. I didn't have to be in stores directly. They put me there, just like Dynamite is in stores. And, I know this particular project won't be on the shelf, but who's to say that some of other Tom's stuff won't be down the road, So I think you can play in both markets. For me, though, being with Antarctic, I don't have to do all the work that Tom mentioned, right? They, and so you don't make as much money. It's true, and Mark, look at,
it's
at
true.
yourself,
It's
right?
true.
You just got to do a cover for Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer. You know what I mean? And how cool is that, dude?
Hey, man, it was the most exciting moment of my life. That's definitely what I will say. Second most exciting moment doing a cover for you and doing a pin-up for Tom, of course.
And we appreciate it, man. I mean, a quick update. We're almost done that book. We got like 3 pages left, and the book is 3/4 lettered, and so it's not gonna be long before we go to print. So give us another month or two, and we should start seeing books float around.
Look,
Larry,
we have a Shannon Mayer alert here, folks.
I know. This is what I was just going to bring up. This is going to be a question for Larry and I. So, Mark, brother, you got to be quiet. And Tom, you just got to stifle and shush for a second. Larry, this is a question for me and you. Which one is better, Hellbringers or Bad Kitty?
Oh, man.
I can't answer that because I never read Hellbringers, and Bad Kitty, I barely remember the original sort of floating around. So I have to read them both, and then I'd be in a better position to answer that.
Oh, okay. I can
Good
see
to
it.
see you hanging out, Shannon. Hope everything's good with you.
Well, see, where
Shannon
money
Mayer,
lies, where money lies, honor dies, and family is what
I'm
matters.
sure both are going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to both. Look at
Shannon's starting trouble, man.
Shannon Mayer. Why don't you do a cover for me instead of getting me in trouble with Tom? Man? I actually got to bounce here in a few minutes, so because we're gonna go live ourselves. But yeah, you're stinging me out, brother. We just hired John Stinsman of Evangeline as our new variant cover artist.
Nice.
And I'm super stoked about that. That's, like going back when we got Randy Green, from Witchblade. It's like bucket list stuff, these awesome Bad Girl comics that completely inspired Niobe, is, all these cats are starting to come around. Some of these guys literally coming out of retirement, you know what I mean? And they're doing covers. It's awesome. And I like to poach Tom's talent.
Good for you, man.
Who doesn't, man?
Right?
Guys, I got to tell you, speaking of talent, we got one more cover we're going to add before the end of this Kickstarter. And it is from a man who did a legendary Spider-Man cover. That's what I'll say.
Wow.
Joe St. Pierre.
No, we've had this conversation, Lewis.
I'll tell you a couple other things before I bounce. We got 2 announcements. Announcement number 1 is when we do go live tonight, or not tonight, tomorrow, Sunday night.
Watch your mouth, goddammit.
I know, right? I'm potty mouth. Sunday night, we're having on John Stinsman. It's his first ever live stream, so we're going to break his cherry. You know what I mean? And then on Monday night, we bring back on Eric Larson for part 2 of our interview.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good cat.
Yeah. So we can't wait for that. And, guys that help make that possible are guys like Mark May, and Russ Cassidy and those cats, right? I know you guys, behind the scenes once in a while put in a good word for me, and I really appreciate that.
I always do, man. I wouldn't have done the cover for you if I didn't like you. You know what I mean? That's how I work now. If I won't work for somebody if I don't like them, man. I really won't. So you're awesome, dude. I really like what you do. I like that you speak your mind and can get away with it. One day I hope I can do the same thing.
Man, you think I get away with it. Sometimes I don't. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, hey, but it's worth it, right? In the end.
I've calmed down a bit now. I'm getting older. I just took on a full-time job, so it's made me really tired. So I'm not as energetic lately. Yeah, I have to be up like 7:30 in the morning. That's when I used to go to
Ooh,
bed.
7:30 in the morning.
I know, right? I'm a night hawk, though. Do you gotta understand?
He is though. He is. He stays up all night.
Fireball in the
He used to
sky.
send me updates at 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to sleep, man.
But always good to hang out with Tom. If you guys are doing nothing later and we're still on, drop in and say hello.
I'd love to come on, man. I got to promote the
come on
shit
the
on
show,
this Kickstarter. I only got 2 days left. So
all right. Well, if you got nothing else to do tonight, Mark, come by a little later. We're still banned off of YouTube for one more day, so it's gonna be like a Facebook only show. But that
sounds good to me. I like only Facebook shows.
You too, brother Tom. If you're not doing anything, man, you know what I mean.
I'm always doing something.
Yeah, I'm always doing something.
Listen, he's always doing something. Dude, you know he is. Look what he's doing right now.
To Tom's 2023. He said that's going to be a completely different year for BDI. He's talked about how they did the 10-year anniversary and how they're just going to have fun this year. Tom and I talked about a crossover, so I don't know if that's going to be 2023 or not, whenever Tom can fit it in. But, I mean, some cool things are coming, man. That's all I got to say.
Ooh, that's awesome, Larry. Now, Obi Comics, ladies and gentlemen, that is Larry Higgins. Larry, do you mind if I play the Canadian anthem one more time on your way out?
Yeah, sure, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, now hit Edge's music.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now the hockey game starts. Thanks, Larry, for coming on, man.
Yeah, Larry's a good cat. Every time I hear that national anthem, I just think of Sean with the Canadian flag in his nose.
Dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That was terrible. Dude, but he's not kidding about Hart. Bret Hart is definitely somebody that entertained the shit out of me as far as wrestling goes. So watching that new generation era, which comes right before the Attitude Era, everybody talks about the Attitude Era being so great. Sure it was, because it expanded so much. But that new generation era, to me, was the best. But, Tom, let's get back to everything we were talking about, man. Larry came in hijacked for a second, brother. Got 15 minutes in the house. That was pretty cool. Shannon did a cover for Bad Kitty. We showed it off just a second ago on the on the share
was the first guy when I got the okay that this was going to happen. Shannon was the 100% first person that I reached out to immediately. I was like, Shannon, I have to have you on this book. It is a must, absolute must. And I was talking to Becky as well, and she was like, okay, we're going to put this on the schedule. We'll talk to Dynamite, because he was working for Dynamite already anyway. So he had already been doing some stuff. So he had the connection, which was great. So, Becky and Shannon made sure it was ready to go as soon as Dynamite said go. And I really can't thank those guys enough. And they did an amazing cover. He did a great job. I've known Shannon for a long time, and he's always been awesome. So it's great to have him whenever I can.
Shannon's absolutely incredible. I think Hellbringers wouldn't have made it as far. Actually, I know for a fact it wouldn't have made it as far if it wasn't for Shannon Mayer. So I got to say thank you to him. If he's still in the house, thank you, Shannon, man. If it's not for you, I'm in trouble. So, guys, here's Shannon Mayer again. I was looking forward to sharing that Bad Kitty cover for so long.
Yeah, we were trying to get this out last year, but because last year was the 20th anniversary for Bad Kitty, but because it got basically it was about a year ago at this time. It was like, okay, go, yes, do it. You have to write a script, you have to get the covers, you have to get CB to do the art. It was like, Jesus. By the time we got into the end of September and October, we realized there just was no time to do this and get it out for the anniversary. So we just kind of took our time. We said, okay, let's step back, just make sure everything's going to work properly, make sure it looks awesome, which it does. And we finally got it out. So, I'm excited. I want to get this book in my hands. I want to see what this thing looks like. And I want people to The cool thing about this book is, for those that are watching, is if you have no idea what Bad Kitty is, that's fine. You don't have to. It's written in a way that you can come in at completely zero knowledge of the character, the story, the history, and you will be able to catch up and go. Now, for anyone who does know all the old back history, there are lots of little Easter eggs and threads that tie backwards that you'll be like, oh, there's that. But it's designed as sort of a reset from what she was, so that it attaches backwards to the past while throwing the doors open to the future that we want to do much more with this character. And so don't be afraid to just come in and read it. You will not be lost. I guarantee you. I wrote it that way on purpose.
So Tom, Shannon has a book coming out that he did all the interiors for himself as well.
Yep.
And that's being published through Dynamite as well, correct?
Yep. Absolutely.
So
I don't know if there's a date yet or not, but they have announced that it's coming.
Guys, you guys know how much I love Dynamite, because I also published Vampirella, and I got a cover for them last year for that last Vampirella where she married Dracula. So super awesome that you guys are working with them. I think those guys are great. I'd love to do more work with them myself if I ever get a chance. That would be so cool. You're living the dream, Tom. You're like the 1, 2, 3 kid beating Razor Ramon. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because I've already pitched more to them. And I've gotten the green light to write actually another character, which I haven't started doing yet, but, when I do, I'll shoot you a message, Shannon. It was funny because I buy a lot of collections and I sell comics on the Comic Shopping Network. And so I bought a bunch of stuff that had a bunch of Bad Girl stuff in it. And there was a book that popped up and I didn't know what it was. And I was about to sell it. I was about to just put it up for like $2. And then I caught at the bottom, because the logo and everything was all at the bottom. And then I caught that the Chaos logo was on there. And I was like, the hell is this? And so I pulled it back. I said, this isn't for sale, guys. And so the next day I messaged Nick Barucci over at Dynamite. I was like, have you guys done anything with this character? And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I said, so you want to do something with this character? He was like, yeah, go ahead. And so I don't know, about 6 months later, I kind of pitched more Bad Kitty. And in addition, I pitched this other character. And I pitched them in a way that they would be, separate stories, but they would eventually sort of cross paths. And so I got the okay to write this other character, this sort of one-shot introduction to this other character. And now we just have to kind of see like what's going to happen with Bad Kitty as far as this Indiegogo. There is a small possibility they might take it to Kickstarter as well, but I have no confirmation of that, guys. So if you're thinking about waiting for any reason, I would say at minimum, go buy one of the books from the Indiegogo campaign, because that way, if it doesn't go to Kickstarter, you'll have a book. And then if it does go to Kickstarter, you can pick up whatever you want later. But I have absolutely no confirmation that it's going to go to Kickstarter later. So assume that it's not. And if it does, then that's just bonus. But if we can, make this a success in any capacity that the Dynamite is happy with it, then we get to do more Bad Kitty and expand this little sort of pocket of the Chaos universe, which will be really fun.
So I got a question. How come Dynamite is not footing the bill and they're making you go through India?
They are. This is their campaign.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with me. All I did was make this book, and everything else is on them. It is their campaign. It is their account. They are doing all the fulfillment. I did tell them that I'm going to sign whatever books they want me to sign. That's fine. That's no problem. But yeah, no, this is an official Dynamite thing. There are no big dog logos anywhere on this thing. The only thing that is asking. Yeah. The only and it's no, because it's people ask me all the time, why are you? It's like, no, it's not me. It's not me. Dynamite, baby, right there.
Okay. All right.
So
now,
yeah, it is like I said, it's sort of a big dog takeover because there's a lot of big dog talent. But Bad Kitty is owned by Dynamite. It is part of the Chaos universe. It is all them. So they make all the final decisions. They were just very, very generous in basically letting me do whatever I wanted with the character.
Okay. Now it could be the not nothing for sympathy or nothing. Could be the meds that they have me on right now. But how did Dynamite approach you, or did you approach Dynamite? Because I kind of like lost.
No,
that.
I actually approached them.
Oh, okay, cool.
I knew Nick kind of loosely through the Comic Book Comic Network and Jesse James, Chris Young out in Arizona, just kind of vaguely, tangentially, like, hey, what's going on? Okay, hey, this is Tom from Big Dog. This is Nick from wherever. And so one day we got on a message and we were talking about selling on the Comic Book Shopping Network, something just, I don't know what it was, general chit chat. And so as it wound down, I basically just threw it out. Like, I was like, so what's up with your chaos stuff? What's going on? And he was like, well, we have this and we have Purgatory and we have this and that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And basically I just threw it out. I just was like, I'm taking my shot. And I was like, so if you need any more Bad Kitty, you let me know. And the very next response was, yeah, why don't we crowdfund that? I was like, holy crap, what just happened? And that was it. That was like the pitch was, tell me when you need some Bad Kitty and I'm here for you.
Okay, cool.
And they were really, he was like, yeah, let's figure this out. And it took us a few more weeks to kind of figure out what it was, who was going to do it. Like I said, immediately I was like, I want Big Dog people. I want Shannon. I want my guys. And then I want some of your guys. I want Joe Linsner. I want Michael Maria. I want Maria Sanapo, Bill McKay, Brian Peterson. Like I want this group. There was only one person that I pitched that we couldn't get. And that was just a scheduling problem. So everything about this book was approved by them, pitched by me. And so win or lose, I put it on my shoulders. I presented this to them as this is how I think this book can work, should work artistically. And I think everything looks incredible. And I can't wait for people to actually see the book, get it, crack it open, see the pages inside, because it's very different from a lot of Dynamite books too. And that could either be good or bad, right? Like you have the Dynamite crew that's like, well, we're kind of used to this type of art, right? And in this case, it's kind of it's just a little different, as comics are. You get a little bit different art styles as you go through different things, and so that could either work in our to our advantage or to our disadvantage, and we won't really know until the book's in people's hands. But I think ultimately, it looks great. I think CB and Chris Chua did a great job, and then it's just a matter of do they have a fun time with the script that I came up with. So it's all just kind of crossing fingers and hoping it all goes in the right direction.
Tom, before we get off here, I want to show everybody what we got going on for our Kickstarter as well, if that's okay with you, my friend.
Yeah.
We are at Hellbringers Shattered Truth right here. It's at $3,265 with 69 hours, which means we are down to our last 3-day count, ladies and gents. We had a huge push today, and like I said, I wanted to say thanks to all the people that helped us out and back the campaign. These are all the different options. We are going to have a cover that we're going to share here in a little bit. It's either going to be today or tomorrow for the last here. And also, don't forget we have the 3D mini for Lilith. So make sure to check that out with all the different covers that we have on there. Guys, it's been great having Tom on tonight. Tom, thanks for being on again, brother. It's always great to have you on. I'm sure we're going to do part 5 soon. Could be a week, could be a month. I just know our fantasy football teams are looking pretty good, besides the fact that half my team was auto-drafted. They did a great job on the auto-draft other than Trevor Lawrence. What the hell? Why? Anybody but Trevor Lawrence. But don't worry.
Listen, there's other quarterbacks still available if you want to swap him out.
Yo, I got my good one. I'm all good. Saints quarterback Jameis Winston. It's going to surprise everybody this year.
That's not better.
Wait and see. Wait and see, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I am no Trevor Lawrence fan, but I would take Trevor Lawrence over Jameis Winston any day of the week.
It's not happening.
Jameis Winston only knows how to throw to the other team, my friend.
Hey, I've seen him throw 5 touchdowns in a game. I've seen Trevor Lawrence fall down 5 times in a game for a sack. So we'll see what happens this year. I got both those losers, so it's going to be an interesting season. Lewis, take us home.
Take you home. Oh man, you gotta put me on the spot. All right, let's see what we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is literally episode 55 of the Mayhem Show. Been doing this shit 55 weeks. 55 weeks I've done this.
Now we crash through walls, we cut through floors, we bust through ceilings, and we knock down doors. My action figures are kept in the box. You hear my podcast from blocks and blocks for every single person. The Angry Geek Show is a living for every single person. The Angry Geek Show is a living treat, and for all the other podcasters, I'm your defeat.
Yes, that's the best one you've ever done, Lewis. He came back with a massive comeback, ladies and gentlemen. You guys said he couldn't come back with a great football, and he killed it. Damn. He killed it. Damn. Welcome, Lewis, to the big time, ladies and gentlemen. They say the cream rises to the top. That's the fucking cream right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Lewis in the house. Yeah. Way to go.
Oof. I pulled that one right from the top. Man, space is this place and sky's the limit. Yeah. I don't know where that one came from. Holy moly.
Man, you better go cool off, take a cold shower because you're hot, baby. Get out of here.
No, I can't. I want all these wires on. Believe it or not, it's going to be stinky because I can't take a shower until they get all this stuff off of me, man. I can't. They got to monitor this until once I get all these wires off, then I can take a shower. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock it comes off. So yeah.
All right, Lewis or Tom, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
So we're on Facebook, of course. You can find me there. There's the Big Dog Inc. fan page there as well. If you do the Instagram and the Twitter, we have BDI Comics. And if you guys are all into the Patreon aspect, we have a nice Patreon group over there, patreon.com/BigDogA.
All right. Whoa. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Tom Hutchinson's amazing ending for a closure of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Lewis Perry, one more time with one more promo. You didn't see it coming, but he's going to give an extra one. I think he doesn't want to, but he is, and this is the last one, and we'll get out of here.
All right, last one. Mark May, I slither with the eagles. I soar with the eagles. I slither with the snakes, and I've been everywhere in between. You can find me every Monday night on the Angry Geek Show with that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan, and Quinderella live. And you can find me every Tuesday night on the Faces and Heels podcast with ink-slinging Jack Purcell from Marvel and DC Comics. And then you can find me every Friday night hanging out with the one and only Mark May from the Mayhem Show. Don't you go anywhere because we steal the whole effing show.
and greed. Die your send someone to lead us. One with no name. Lucifer the conqueror's return, where the light shall blind the darkness.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mark May here. That was the video for Hellbringers Shattered Truth. Please give us a follow, like, share. Consider backing. We've got some great cover options. This is probably the coolest Hellbringers single story we've had so far for the chapters. This is chapter 8. Chapter 9, which is the next chapter, will be the last chapter. In order to get to that last chapter, we have got to get funded. So I am begging whoever's watching to give us a like, share, or back. Please check it out. You guys will not be disappointed. I can promise you that. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in tonight. I am going to play some videos, guys. If you guys want to see this continue, then you have got to help us out and get this thing funded in the next 3 days. So we are going to play the Hellbringers Dawn of the Devil video so you guys can see that Shannon Mayer we were talking about earlier. And remember, nostalgia. This is instant nostalgia. It's been years since we've had 2 years. That's what we've done in 2 years, but this is the big one. This one. You guys remember this? Do you want to see this end? I don't want to see this end. So great to see him watching right now, guys. But this really is the end of this. I just got to say thanks, Shannon, because we wouldn't have made it 8 chapters if it wasn't for you on this chapter. So always we will show this. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. You have no idea how amazing it's been to play around, to be able to hang out with you guys, to be able to put these books out, to be able to do this show on Wednesday and Friday nights.
Hi, it's James Cosmo here.
Just have a chance.
I've heard
And I
that there's
appreciate
a new
every
comic
bit
coming
of it.
out.
No matter
and
what
it's called
happens, I will
Hellbringers,
always love you
Dawn
guys
of the Devil.
for helping Hellbringers
And
get as
that's
far as it
coming
has.
out, supported by
It might be the
Kickstarters.
end.
So,
It might not be.
It might be worth a watch.
All I
if
gotta
you're
say,
into
I love
things
you guys.
like
Thank you.
mythology,
again.
history, and war, like I am. It might be worth a watch. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, Mark May. I just wanted to say I'm so excited to hear about your comic book. That's fantastic news. You know, I mean, obviously it's going to be an intense comic book. It sounds a little bit like Hieronymus Bosch. I don't know if that was an influence for you, but I absolutely am so impressed that you managed to get something done during the lockdown. A lot of people have really struggled to be productive during this period of time. So well done you. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely brilliant, absolutely beautiful. It sounds a little bit like
Ron Charles Williams artwork right here with Russ Cassidy's colors. I'll never forget working on this book. It was my all-time favorite. Ron Charles Williams coming back for this book. He's a Corey Hampshire material. This is Ron Charles Williams coming. You see the I guess we're not going to show it. All right. We're going to have a different video for that one. I'm just saying. Here it is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right, so I'm just saying, guys, that's the type of artwork that you see in our comic books, stuff like that right there. I mean, we bring it. We bring it. We're not going to stop bringing it either. If I find a way to come back, let's say I don't get funded for this one, all right, I will draw my ass off. I will fight for cover opportunities, and I will try to sell those covers. That way I can fund this book or the next one myself. I'll do it. So we will come back if we have to. I'll never give up. That's just the type of person I am. This is Ron Williams. His interiors for Hellbringers Dawn of the Devil. So make sure. Whoa, all these people staring at me. Whoa, get out of here, weirdos. Well, they staring at me. Did you guys see that? It's a weird place where we live. I've told you guys before. You can see through the window. Oh, God, we've got to fix that. All right. Guys, love you guys. You guys have a great night. We're going to do the ending for the show. We'll see you guys later. My doggy likes to bark. My doggy likes to bark. Barking doggy, barking doggy.